felled tree itself and being watched over by an orc sharpshooter with a crossbow. Alpha, it's your move. The orc war chief is right in front of you.
I'm gonna bust the orc war chief up.
Miss hit. Alrighty. Is that all?
Yeah, hard enough.
The mooks. Well, the two of them here are going to attack Alpha.
Two hits.
.25 points of slashing damage. They hit you with their axes. And the sharpshooter is... Let's see, Yuri ducked down. So this guy's going to take aim at Armerson.
Nope, not even close.
Indeed, his well-placed shots are turned aside by your armor. Speaking of which, Artie.
Alright, well, first things first. His metal is still burning him. For a whopping 3 fire damage. And then next things next is just punch. Punch him in the face twice.
Alrighty. One hit.
For 11 thunder damage.
Alrighty.
And that's it.
Yuri.
Alright, I poke my head up. I see the big guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a couple shots at him. Did those hit?
2 hits.
Alright, that is 22 points of force and necrotic damage, and minus 10 to his movement speed. And I duck back down.
Alright, yeah, he's looking not great. This guy. Uh, 2 attacks on Armerson. Nah, he's gonna go all the way and try to get with the butt end too. 3 attacks. Pretty sure those all miss. And Alpha.
Yep.
I'm gonna whack the boss.
Three hits. Yeah, damn. Okay. Yeah, you strike down the war chief. This colossal orc smashes into the ground dead.
Hooray!
DM1. All right. Yeah. So, 2 of the orcs, the crossbow guy, and one of the guys near the cart, are their morale's broken. They're going to make a break for it back into the tree line. Start running off. Leaving just the 2 in... Sorry, just the 3 here by the cart.
Are they still stupefied? No, wait, that ended.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Alrighty. And so those 3 are going to gather around... we're going to go with Alpha, because he killed their war chief.
One hit.
17 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Armerson.
So there are 3 guys left, and they're all grouped up.
Mm-hmm.
How many could I get with Fairy Fire? No allies?
2.
And then I can get the third if I get...
Alpha, yeah.
And are they looking bloodied at all?
These guys are almost entirely uninjured.
Alright, then I'll do Fairy Fire on 2 of them. Well, one save. And that's it.
Alrighty. Next up, Yuri.
I pop my head up. I see the three guys, and I see the other guys running for the trees.
Mm-hmm.
Distance,
Yeah, the sniper and the other guy have made runs for it.
distance to the sniper.
You're not certain. He's on that raised, elevated area. Running back has put him outside the line of sight.
Okay, I will mount my broom of flying, which gives me a 50-foot fly speed. I will fly 45-degree angle 50 feet into the air.
Yeah, you can see him.
Distance?
About 50 feet.
I open fire.
Two hits.
.32 points of force and necrotic damage, and minus 10 to his move speed.
Okay, yeah, he's bloodied.
End of turn.
Alpha.
Well, I'm gonna start destroying the ones around me.
Alright.
There is a fairy fired one, by the way.
They fairy fired.
Yeah, which raises the question which one you were attacking.
All three of them are fairy fired.
Hey, Thomas, you're hot micing.
Are all three of them fairy fired?
No, just one of them is.
Well, then I'm gonna hit one that ain't fairy fired. I mean, yeah, fuck it. I don't care. I got two.
Okay, two hits.
Nah, I'm gonna do the fairy fired one. Let me re-roll.
Alright.
So 20,
Three hits.
24, 21.
Three hits. Fuck. That guy's dead. Yeah, you beat that guy to death.
Okay.
Alright. Crossbowman. He's going to turn and take a pair of shots against Yuri.
One hit. Okay. They finally bloodied me.
And he's going to turn and keep running.
Okay. He's still at minus 10 movement speed.
Yep, he doesn't get far.
Mm-hmm.
And then two of these guys are going to go hack and slash on Alpha. And I'm pretty sure he's blocking all that.
Yep.
All right, Armerson.
For 10 and 13, respectively.
What were you splitting the hit?
Yes.
Okay.
Because there's two of them.
Had to be certain I was tallying that correctly. All right, Yuri.
I will fly up. So I'm like directly over him. No, not directly over him. Like 20 feet to his right and like 50 more feet of altitude. What's my range to him at this point then?
I'm sorry, run those parameters by me again?
I'm aiming... So I have 50 feet of fly speed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm aiming to get to a point 20 feet to his right, horizontally.
Mm-hmm.
Vertically, an additional, the 50 feet of movement altitude.
Okay. So that's going to put you about like...
And then I'm asking what my total altitude is above him.
Probably about 30 feet.
Only 30 feet?
20 to the right, 50... When you say 20 feet to his right, like, are we talking at, like, outward angle, or you want to be at 20 feet away from him?
I'm talking about I want to approach... I don't want to be flying directly at him. I want to be flying off to an angle away from him such that I could easily enter an orbiting pattern around him. While flying higher and higher using the broom.
Okay, so let's just go with that. He's at... Yeah, it's looking like about 30 feet.
Okay. Then I'm going to take a couple shots.
Two hits.
25 mixture of force and necrotic.
And you blast him as he runs. He makes a bit of a tumble and lays dead in the forest.
Do I still have eyes on the second one that was up here?
Not really. You're currently, like, flying around the canopy.
Okay. It's the end of my turn.
And Alpha.
I'm gonna continue to smash people around me if there is anybody around me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One hit. For 2 or 3.
3 hits.
Oh, okay, cool. 39 points of blunt force damage.
That guy is now dead. Gets like punched in the kidney by Armerson, and then you just pound him into the dirt, I guess. Man, that guy just got annihilated. Alrighty. These guys. Well, that guy's going to keep running in the woods. This guy is going to throw himself suicidally at you, Alpha.
The one they're trying to hit me. Ooh, hey,
Yeah.
look.
He has disadvantage because I punched him.
Ah, yes, that's right.
Oh, poor bastard.
Alright, so a 15 and a 13.
Unfortunately, no.
Alright. Armerson.
Well, I'll just try to kill him by punching.
One hit. Alright, he's injured. Anything else?
No.
Yuri.
Well, I don't see the guy that ran off into the woods, right?
Correct. Not from your current position.
Right. Well, I'm gonna. Do I know roughly where he was going? Would I be able to get line of sight on him?
Yeah, you think you might be able to surmise where he was headed.
Well, then I would like to fly over in that direction to where I can get line of sight on him.
Yeah, you fly over 50 feet and you can see him.
That's unfortunate for him.
Yes, it is.
That's really unfortunate. "23 points of force and necrotic damage, minus 10 to his movement speed."
Alrighty. Alpha.
Alright, so how many are left? Just one? Lowly, poor man.
Yeah, just the one dude in front of you.
I almost feel bad for killing him. Almost. Do I need to roll damage?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Because theoretically, you could roll really badly. $27.0. Yeah, you annihilate this guy.
And I did roll low. I mean, I rolled a 2, a 1, a 4, and a 2. I did roll low. Fortunately, I do 27 points of damage extra.
Mm-hmm.
I love rating.
Alright. This guy is going to keep running through the woods. Gonna make it about 60 feet. No, his thing is reduced. 40 feet. Yuri?
That's far enough.
Sorry, Armerson?
Well, seeing no more guys, I'll talk to Alpha and be like, "Hey, let's move this log out of the road," and then walk over there and prepare to help move it.
Alright, so you guys do other stuff. Alright. Yuri.
I continue my AC 130 impression and continue orbiting and artillerying him from the air.
Yeah, with the big old cannon that sticks out of the side.
I do have the bazooka of the War Mage.
I just love who thought, let's put a cannon on a plane.
Uh-huh. So, you have to remember how this looks. You know, I'm a little gnome on a broom with a helmet with these glowing red eyes and a bazooka orbiting you at like 50 feet in the air, shooting down at you.
One hit.
It's 16 points of force and necrotic, minus 10 to his movement speed.
That guy's dead.
Good. So, I at that point just began flying back towards the party. I assume they managed to deal with the other guys.
You are correct. You guys are out of an ish. Pete, you have the character sheet? Cool. Alright, but yeah, here you guys are. On the road. Alpha and Armerson. You guys said you were taking care of that log?
I mean, yeah, it shouldn't be that hard.
Alright, so, just a random question. Are you pushing it off to the side of the road or pushing it in the river?
I'm just going to toss it. I don't know how far I'm going to throw it. I'm just going to throw it
River.
to the road. But I've got a strength of 25. I'm just...
Alright, yeah. Yeah, you just kind of toss it off into the river. There's a big sploosh as it begins floating. So, what are you guys doing?
Continue on our way.
Yeah, settle back down on the cart, give the donkey a slap, we continue on our way.
Alright, and you guys were headed to...
Let's see, I wrote it down. We were going to northeast of Corellium because there was a possible lycanthrope problem there. Northeast.
Alrighty, yeah. You guys head down the road about an hour. Begin taking a side country road.
Does this mean we get a short rest?
Yes. And at the end of the day, the sun's going down. The adventuring day is at a close. Or are you guys gonna push on ahead?
Nah, we can make camp.
You guys set in a watch order?
Yeah, we probably should.
Well, Artie and I are sitting up.
I also cast Alarm and then Liamon's Tiny Hut.
Oh, sweet.
All right. Well, I guess I just go to sleep then.
Huh. Really? Artificer can get tiny hut?
I have the feat that lets me cast Wizard Rituals.
Ah, and tiny hut's a ritual.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I have a higher ritual level available than I do have Artificer level spells.
Huh. Alright. Well, Yuri, you go to sleep for the night. Alpha and Armerson, guess you two are hanging out on standby on watch. Late into the night, you guys can hear howling off in the distance. And, yipping. The kind of stuff that you'd usually hear from a pack of canids. Wolves, coyotes, dogs, and the like. And the sun begins to rise, completing your long rest.
Cool. Yeah, well, that was a wrestle night. Anything happen?
Just some noisy animals off in the distance.
Oh, we are here for like lycanthropes, right?
It was sounded like wolves.
We should probably check that out.
That sounds like a plan. Yeah, I was gonna wait, let the party relax before we did that though, because
I'm relaxed.
it's usually easier to fight a. Okay, so the rest went off without a hitch.
That's what Gilbert just said.
Okay, good. Then let's move on to where the. Then let's move on to where the sounds of the. We heard the sounds of the wolves. By the way, what time of day is it? Daytime or nighttime? Since we just took a long rest, I'm assuming it's morning, right?
Yeah, it's like right around, you know. Let's see. You guys went to bed to the time, 8 hours. It's like
What's the lunar cycle?
the lunar cycle is this world has 2 moons, one of which is almost always full. The current state of the moon is plot.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good question because it's hard to fight a pack of wolves on a full moon, man. It is really hard. All their shit's amplified and shit.
Alrighty.
We need to find them in
Yeah,
the
it's like maybe 7 or 8 in the morning.
All right, let's move out.
Works for me.
Do you know where we're going, Yuri?
Nope.
You're smart known. Okay.
Like, we have a general direction that it was north by northeast of the city of Corellium. We heard wolves. We should go off towards those sounds and see if we can find, like, tracks or something.
Sounds like a plan. Let's do that.
Alright. So, this raises a question. What, are you guys, like, following the road down, or, like, just heading straight off into the woods?
Well, which direction were the wolf sounds coming from?
Give me a survival. Wait, actually, you weren't even...
It would have to be one of the other two guys. I'm asking them.
Yeah. One of you guys, give me a survival check.
I got a -1. How about you?
Okay, I think I'm just barely done with that.
Potential dangerous download. Whoa there. While programs downloading from the internet may be beneficial. I don't know, Pete. Are you putting shit on my computer?
I may have put a zip bomb in there, but don't worry about that.
I have a 0 in survival. I have 10 wisdom.
Man,
So
what's with you and zipping?
I'll help.
What?
I'll help you, Alpha. We'll talk about it, and then you can make the roll. And can Yuri give guidance? Or
Yes,
is
I
this
can.
the previous thing?
No, I can give guidance. Oh, I thought I have the spells, but I don't know if I just got what you meant by that.
Are we doing, so you need a survival check there, DM?
Yes.
Okay.
So does he have my assistance and Yuri's guidance?
Okay, so I'm being assisted and guidanced. Is this correct? So I have advantage with a +4? I mean, with a D4? Okay, cool.
That looks kosher.
All right. Yeah, I didn't even end up using the thing I asked you about because I just realized I'm gonna have to be using my bonus action for like 3 other things.
All good. Alrighty. A 20. Yeah, so it sounded like the howling was coming off from towards the east.
I guess we go that way.
Yeah.
Right. You guys travel about 30 minutes when you reach a sign and intersection of the road.
Okay. What's the sign read?
The sign for the road you guys are coming from says to Hymnum. The one towards the south says to Corialum. The one to the north says North Road. And the one to the east reads Timon.
Okay, so which direction would take us towards the sounds of the wolf?
Either Timon or North Road might be what you're looking for there.
Alright.
And you can see down the south road a person walking up it. Pete, do you want to describe yourself?
Yep. Yeah, you see a pretty generic-looking human man dressed in furs. And yeah, he's walking along the road.
Dressed in furs?
Yep.
Does it look like, what kind of weapons are you wearing?
You don't see any. He's got like a dagger on his hip, but that's all you see.
Alright, you're the people person. Go ahead.
Hello!
Hey, let me guess, you guys are here for the wolves?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured. If you're headed this way down the road, you're either stupid or looking for a fight.
I prefer not to comment on that, but we are looking for wolves.
Me too.
Hey, we should team up.
Sounds like a plan.
So what do you know about these wolves?
That's a good question. What do I know about these wolves?
Yeah. So, Hamhawk, you're coming up from the area of Corialum. What you heard was that some of the locals were having some issues. Well, I should say the locals around a small agricultural and lumber town named Timon were having some problems with. At first, it was an uptick in animal maulings and disappearances, and it transitioned into some more bold attacks on a caravan that was transporting lumber.
Right.
From what they've been reporting, they've been having a problem with bipedal, man-shaped wolves. Yeah, a couple of different groups of adventurers have come up this way in the last couple of days.
So do we know exactly how many wolves it is, or is it a small pack, a large pack? Do we know anything about it?
Not really, just that there's uh, maybe a handful of them, pack of them.
Okay, I guess then we should do it, right? Everybody on board.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I relayed all that information to him.
All right, so let's away.
All right,
Mhm.
well, that leaves me with a question. Are you guys using the road to Timon or the North Road?
Which one was more likely to have the wolves?
Which one do I think is more likely to have the wolves?
Yeah, you're a tracker. Can you look for tracks?
Yeah, okay. Hamhawk, you're a ranger.
Yep.
It occurs to you that the werewolf sightings have been coming from around Timon, and both these roads pass. But well, one goes directly to Timon, the other one passes through its geographical region. Both of these roads would likely be good places to start.
I haven't heard anything about attacks in the village itself.
But the villagers might have more information.
That's true.
I vote for Timon.
Yeah, actually, Artie has a very good point. They might know more. That or we'll just run into them on the way there.
Sure, we'll go to Timon.
All right.
Alright, you guys travel up the road towards Timon. Kind of moving along. It takes about 4 hours of travel, but you make it there.
Any signs of wolves along the way?
Oh, were you looking for those along the way?
Well, I mean, we're hunting werewolves, yes. I mean,
Yeah,
signs of
Alpha,
wolves.
give me a survival check if you were looking for werewolves as you were walking.
Could I have been looking for werewolves?
I suppose you also could be, yes.
Yes, please let the ranger, the one that actually tracks things, look for us because that's what we're looking for.
I'll get back to you on that.
You gotta. I mean,
Oh, that's movies.
wisdom. Cellular wisdom. You have higher wisdom than the rest of us. Especially if you took ranger.
He probably doesn't actually, but he is good at survival.
He probably doesn't. What's he not do?
He probably doesn't have higher wisdom than. Oh, well, actually, I don't know who's playing the druid, but they're not here.
Exactly. So you have the highest wisdom here. Everybody else is because you took ranger, I think, or maybe it's rogue.
No, he took ranger.
Then you have to have at least a 13.
Only if you multi-class.
Alright, so. Yeah, you guys are keeping a lookout. They're moving along. You come across what looks to be some really old, like a collection of tracks. Almost like there was a scuffle here. Maybe like a week ago. Hey, Tiro!
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Alright, and Jaeger the Rogue has joined.
And now we also have a rogue.
What level are we?
7.
Oh, good. Didn't miss too much then. Level-wise. I mean level-wise.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright. But yeah. Jaeger comes back from taking his poop. Alright. Yeah, you guys...
Really constipated. Took several weeks.
Alright, but yeah, you guys find here what looks to be, at one point, a scuffle. You're not really sure involving what, though, but it was a lot of scattered tracks. You can tell there's at least, like, a horse and some people. There's some dried blood in a bit of the undergrowth and detritus on the forest floor on the side of the road.
Can I use Eldritch Sight to see if that blood is magical? Like you might expect from something cursed by a lycanthrope?
Yeah, you look. It is not magical.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, after this little scuffle, is there like a, drag marks or something going off in a direction?
Not that you guys can find.
So, physically, what remains here?
What's described? A blood stain on the side of the road, and clear signs of a scuffle involving a horse, a cart, and some people.
Does it look like drag marks where they were somebody was pulled away, or are their bodies here?
Not that you can see. I'm telling you guys what you can find within 11.
I want to look some more. Shit. Can we look more? Since
Yeah.
it's blood now? Yeah.
Yeah, you can try to look more. What are you looking for? Drag marks, you said?
Yeah, I'm looking to see if there's anything, any bodies or drag marks or any of that.
I started looking for the ruts the wheels would leave.
Yeah.
Alright, Yuri's looking for ruts, Alpha's looking for drag marks. Each of you give me I'll take investigation or survival for this.
Got my magnifying glass.
Do I have guidance as well?
No, because I was guiding myself.
Alpha, you don't find anything. Yuri? Yeah, you kind of follow the wheel marks, and it looks like the cart took a rather drastic U-turn.
Am I able to make out the ruts of the wheels? Like, what direction is it going to now?
It looks like it's headed back up the road towards Timon. You can also see that there's some broken rope off to the side of the road. And you can also spot down kind of the slight incline behind some of the foliage, there are 3 barrels. Look like they took a tumble through the woods when that U-turn occurred.
Hey guys, barrels. Do the barrels have any markings on them?
They do.
What's in them? Tear one open.
The barrels themselves just read Timon. All right, you guys break it open. Yeah. So, 2 of the barrels here contain mead. The 3rd barrel contains smoked fish.
Meat and smoked fish. This is great stuff for us. If we had a wagon, we'd
We
load
do
it
have a
up.
cart.
Oh, then let's put this stuff in our cart. Because we like to sit and party after the adventure.
But it's marked Timon on the barrels, no other markings?
Nope.
So I take it we're going into Timon, but some things chase these people back into the city. So
Maybe. Or
maybe.
something took the guys off the carts, the horses panicked, it turned around on their own.
True, very true.
No
No bodies. He said there was no bodies.
bodies, but blood.
But blood. Yeah, I didn't see any tracks, but I'm not even good at it. So
How are the barrels marked? Like, what was the mechanism for marking them?
Paint.
Paint?
Paint.
Okay. I'd like to quickly pull out my small knife and just kind of scrape the paint off the barrels. Make it real obvious, though, that it's been done.
Okay. Might I ask why?
So it doesn't look like we stole them. I'm disguising their origins.
Okay.
You know, some guards come on us on the road. Hey, this caravan was attacked, and you happen to have barrels that are suspiciously similar to the ones that were on their caravan.
Mighty suspicious, that.
Right? Less suspicious if we tell them we just happen to find them, and we have no idea who they are because they looked like they got chewed up. Anyway, I would think we should follow the wagon tracks and see if it goes back to Timbits or if it goes off somewhere else in the woods. Unless you guys have a better idea. The loop?
I have no idea what's happening in this campaign right now.
Oh,
We're hunting werewolves.
yeah, you guys received some reports of lycanthropes in a area to the northeast of Corialum, one of the other local city-states, downriver of Hymnum. Timon's like a lumber and agricultural settlement, primarily. Small village, about like 1,000 people. More like 800 technically.
Well, it seems like, unless I'm entirely misreading the situation, the evidence points towards Timon. Maybe we can find out more about who attacked or who maybe sent these people, or if they had business in the town.
Works for me.
So, do we head off?
I think so.
Alrighty, yeah, you guys continue up the road. You're only about 40 minutes out as you guys approach the outskirts of what you can see to be a town. You start kind of passing through some of the local rice fields. Small lake nearby. You can see the thatched roofs of the houses up ahead. Just kind of make your way into town. You can, as you're passing by people, they acknowledge you, but you can already kind of feel a nervous energy in the town. Everyone here seems to be on edge. No one walks around alone. Everyone's moving around in groups.
Well, it seems like something's amiss here, which probably means we're going in the right direction.
Probably. Is there an inn in town?
There is.
We should go there.
It's the Lavender Swan.
I'm now less interested in going there.
The lavender what now?
The Lavender Swan.
The Lavender Swan.
You can blame the dice for that.
That. Oh.
Man, I was thinking about making a bard, and then you tossed this opportunity at me.
All right, yeah, but what are you guys doing?
Oh, I guess we go to the bar.
Let's go to
Indeed, you guys go to the bar. Despite its rather odd name, the Lavender Swan is well, it's the kind of bar you'd expect to be trafficked by beer brewers, and rice farmers and lumberjacks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
These guys kind of step in. A couple people kind of turn up, look at you guys, and go back to their drinks. Although they're a little more hushed now that you've entered.
Alright, so kind of like taking in the whole vibe of the inn. I walk up to the barkeep and rather loudly ask, "So what happened on the road? It looks like somebody got attacked."
Bartender kind of stops wiping down his counter and leans over it to look down at you. That'd be one of the beer caravans. Happened about a week ago. What do you want to know, gnome?
Well, I received reports from an unreliable source that there was a bit of a wolf problem around here, and I came to see if there's anything I could do to help.
Oh,
Oh, you lot look like adventurers. Out to try to get the beast?
There's just one?
One. Could be two or more. We ain't never seen more than one at a time. Well, there's got to be more. Each one looks bright and healthy from what they've been saying.
Uh-huh. And where have they been seeing these? This wolf? This beast?
Oh, out in the hinterlands on the road. That man-eater's been making his way around.
You don't say. And I kind of, and I'm, you remember how I said I took in the bar? Is there anybody that seems to be paying an abnormal amount of attention to this conversation?
Give me an insight check.
I'm great at these.
I mean, it seems like kind of everybody's, definitely not listening in.
People are trying too hard to not listen in.
Yeah, half the tavern is trying extremely hard to not listen in on the gnome that just strode up asking about the beast. You adventuring types don't look as good as the last group that came through here.
Well, you see, that's intentional. We look like shitty half-assed adventurers to draw out beasts that might flow away, and then we surprise them with our pluck and gumption.
I bet. Well, if you want anything more, I'd be happy to ramble on about the local rumors if you're really looking to try to kill the beast. I recommend either setting up camp outside of town, or you could try to speak to some of the locals that have seen it.
Oh, and I pull out 10 gold pieces and put it on the And who exactly has seen this beast?
Yeah, he kind of puts his hand on the gold and pulls it towards himself. I mean, I honestly would have told you without the pay, but, I appreciate it. If you're looking to try to get it, I'd recommend speaking to, well, if he hasn't passed on yet, there's one of the Blue Petal guards, local breweries, the Blue Petal. One of their guards got hit during the caravan attack. If he's still with us, he might be able to tell you. Hey, have him over by the chapel. Other than that, old Sweepy might be someone to talk to. He followed out one of the groups of adventurers a few weeks ago. Claims to have seen it. Aside from that, no one that's seen it up close has lived. But, actually, now that I think about it, our local priestess, she might be able to help you. She treated a group of adventurers that fled from the beast. Maybe she'll have some information, too.
She's at the chapel?
Yeah, she'd be at the chapel.
She have a name?
Yeah, it'd be, it would be Liliana.
Well, that would be a place to start, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, well. Kyle, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, they call me Matthias. Kind of cleans out one of his ears. Hearing's not too great.
Don't worry about it. Thanks a lot, Matthias. I'll see you around.
Yeah. We'll see.
Well, yeah, it's chapel, I think.
Yeah, let's head over and see what we can find out.
We head over to the chapel.
All right. You guys head over to the chapel, down the road and towards the shore of the lake. You can see a rather nicely maintained wooden temple set up here.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, though, doors are closed. You guys going in?
Are they unlocked, the doors?
Yeah, they seem unlocked.
I open them and go in.
Yeah, you push it open. You can see in here, looks like a number of the pews have moved aside, making way for a number of cots. Out of the 10 cots, all of them have blood stains. 3 of them look like they're occupied by a body, but a sheet's been drawn over them. And the final one, you can see a individual laying there, heavily bandaged. And you can see the priestess praying over it, one of the shrines, specifically to Volmira.
I see. Well, I go and just kind of wait for her to finish her prayer. I don't want to interrupt her.
All right. It's a couple of minutes, but then she stands up and turns to face you. Hello. What brings strangers to our town?
We heard you've been having a bit of a problem in the woods. I gesture to the morgue, the makeshift morgue here. It would appear that we are unfortunately late.
If your intent was to arrive here before people died, yes, you are extremely late. How can I assist?
Well, we were hoping that if any of these people managed to pass on any information about the beast before they passed, you might be willing to relay that to us. We intend to remove the threat.
Well, I'm afraid I can't give you a great deal of information. We're not even certain how many of these werewolves we've been fighting. Each time I've received more injured people. The description is of a healthy, black-furred lycanthrope. Big teeth, sharp claws. From what a few of the guard here has told us before his situation worsened, the beast that attacked them, they hacked and slashed and stabbed at it, but it shrugged it all off. Not a scratch. Or if it did, it didn't seem to affect it much. I certainly hope you're better prepared than one of the groups of adventurers that came through. She gestures over towards the three bodies that have the shroud over them. Those three are the bodies we were able to find.
And whereabouts have these attack sightings bodies been found and taken place? Other than knowing that there was a problem here and people were dying, we have very little information to go off of. Finding the werewolf potentially in its lair would be ideal. So, where do these tend to cluster?
There hasn't really been a good clustering. The largest number of casualties would be this group of adventurers. We came across them along the north shore of the lake. Looks like they set up their camp on one of the small rocky outcroppings. Beyond that, she kind of stops for a moment. Now that I think about it, most of the attacks are usually occurring early morning, now that I think about the wounds. Most of the bodies, when we're finding them, the blood is still fairly fresh. So it wouldn't be happening early or late in the night. It'd have to be happening before dawn.
Well, that is something.
Unfortunately, I don't have a great deal of information I can give you. Beyond what I've said, I haven't met the beast myself.
So you said that their weapons were ineffective. What weapons were they using? Were they magical at least?
No, they're not our guards aren't wealthy enough to afford magic weapons. We're a small agricultural village, not a city.
Speaking of which, what preparations did we make as a group before we came out to face the werewolf?
You're supposed to prepare before doing that?
I mean, we bought a lot of magic items, and we have lots of magic weapons.
I guess I kind of shrug and say, oh well.
I mean, I know what my strategy is going to be.
Bang.
Well, I have a broom of flying, so I can fly up out of reach and just keep pelting them from the air.
Oh, nice.
I'll ask the priestess. Did any of their effects survive? So that we can see if they had any maps or whatnot of areas they might have explored, areas that they've searched, so that we can narrow down anything.
Yes, we have some of their adventuring packs over here, and she heads over to a cabinet near the makeshift mortuary.
Okay.
Pulls out a total of 5 backpacks. Each of these, and she places 3 of them by the deceased bodies. These 3 packs were found on each one of them respectively, and these other 2, she holds up one of them, kind of placing off to the side, and then a second one, which is like ripped in half. You can kind of see some of the contents in it. These were found in the woods near the bluff where they made camp. The bodies were not found.
I see.
How many people have gone missing in the past few months, or since a little before this werewolf has been known to be active?
Well, we've only had to deal with this creature for maybe a season now. Attacks started at the end of winter. So far, 23 villagers have disappeared, 4 of which we found the bodies of. And then we have had a total of about 2 groups of adventurers. I think there were maybe about 4 or 5 of them in each group. Again, I didn't speak to one of them, and we didn't find the bodies.
So how many bodies have you found?
About a dozen. Most of whom have been buried, save for this group here. Well, the guard's not dead, but he's not looking good. Do you think you'll be able to rid us of it?
If we can find them. If you don't mind, I'm going to take a look through these packs and see if there's any clues in them that might lead us more directly to it. And then I start looking through the bags.
All right, yeah, you start looking through the bags. Mostly standard adventuring equipment, some of which is blood-soiled. As you go poking through, though, bag of looks to have been fighter of sorts. You find what's labeled as a martial manual, but it's stuffed with papers and has a string holding it all in. As you kind of start sorting through this, it looks like it's also been turned into a makeshift journal. It contains a rough sketch of this area, and then a number of X's all across the northern and eastern sides of the lake. As you kind of poke through some more of this, it looks like this group was camping out the area, trying to get a sighting of this creature and study its behavior. Based on some of the remaining journal entries, it looks like they narrowed down the creature's potential lair to a wooded clearing set around a great oak tree off to the east side of the lake.
Okay. That's good. I set that aside. Also, while I'm going through, I'm going to use Eldritch Sight. Is there anything in these packs that are magical?
As you guys go looking through the effects, you do see that the sword used by this fighter is a +1 longsword.
Okay.
Steel blade.
Yeah, I set that aside.
Yeah, put that in our cart. We'll take that. Make a good.
And I also keep going through to see if there's any other maps and journals and whatnot. Think clues type stuff, as well as magic items.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you go poking through, and in what looks to be the effects of a rogue in the bag that was kind of torn in half, partly soaked in blood. Well, you surmise it might be a rogue, given the 2 sets of thieves' tools that you found sticking out of the lining. You do find in there what looks to be another journal. This one, rather fine handwriting, and labeled Armentius Dynat. And this appears to be a set of arcane scribing. What sections of this journal aren't soaked in blood, you can make out looks like a section of a combat analysis, almost. There's a section talking about a encounter that he had with a werewolf, which seemed to shrug off the gouts of flame that he had flung at it. Each time they hit it, it just would be burnt and then recover, coming back at them harder and harder each time.
Fire was weak. It was useless against it. Is you're saying?
It sounded more like it just had very rapid regeneration. It took fire damage, but it just healed more rapidly than it should have been able to.
What does my character know about? Are werewolves common in the area? Or in this world?
Sort of.
What would a character like mine readily know about them?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're from up north. Let's see. Give me a history check.
History is 18.
All right. Yeah. So you've heard a lot of tales growing up about you know, wolf creatures prowling the fjords of your homeland, and generally speaking, they're classic shape shifting affliction. People turn to a wolf on the full moon. Usual. Silver being needed to kill them. Classic werewolf lore and whatnot. You also can think of a tale you heard from let me double check the name. Member from one of your brothers in the with the Ferocians, that his great great grandfather once fought a werewolf known as a wolf-were, which seemed impervious to everything they hit it with. Killed a whole long ship of 50 men in a single night. Nothing that they used against it could kill it. They'd hack it almost to pieces, and then it would simply get up and rip a man in half.
Okay. So, is there any way we can get some iron?
Iron?
Yeah, cold drawn iron.
Need silver.
Silver's for a werewolf. This is a wolf-were. It's iron.
Would steel not work? Steel has iron in it.
No, it's got to be cold drawn iron. It's a certain. At least it used to be. I don't know what it is now in fifth edition, but that used to be the difference between the two things. You could whack a wolf-were with silver, and it wouldn't do a thing. It would just heal like normal. It has to be cold drawn iron. Same thing you use for fairies.
Ah. Would my character know that from the stories, or would he just know that silver is not effective?
In the story that one of your comrades told you about a wolf-were, there was no mention of silver. You know, though, that silver typically works against other lycanthropes.
And that's all I would know. So I'd still think silver is the way to go. Well, It sounds like
I mean, I said I don't know if Alpha would know that, so, but that's what I know about the character. I don't know if Alpha would know the difference between a werewolf and a wolf wearer. I don't know. He might. He's pretty smart, and he's got, and he's a combat enthusiast. So I'm sure he would study the different weaknesses of different creatures.
well, I'll relay that wolfware information to the group, I guess. Stories about it, and that I wouldn't know how to deal with them. The stories were just of them massacring entire longships of men.
Story. You've heard a single story.
Oh, story.
You've heard a couple on werewolves, one on a wolf wear.
But other
So
than that,
could we make like a nature check to see what we should do?
I'm not here to tell you guys what to do.
You what? What?
You want to know if you can roll to find out what you should do. What you should do is up to you.
No, I want to know if I roll a nature check
To find out a weakness like that?
Well, it's a nature, it's a type of animal. I'm thinking that would give me something, right? Or an insight check, maybe.
I think he wants to roll more for what does he know about wolf wares.
Yeah. So we
Okay.
know what. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's specific enough. I can actually authorize a roll for it. Yeah, give me a. Yeah, it would be history.
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 Okay. I have a plus.
Well, yeah, there's nothing natural about
I can roll. I have the +7. I can make the roll.
Okay, well then I'll help, and Yuri will give you guidance.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. So you also know that not only are wolf wares exceedingly rare, but that they appear to be significantly more resistant than the average werewolf. Basically, you know the same information that Jaeger knows.
I mean, would we know weaknesses, strengths, and weaknesses? Something that actually injure these things?
Well, you know that silver can harm a werewolf, and you know magic weapons can harm a werewolf.
It's very true. But what do we know? Do we know about wolf wares?
I've told you what you know. I'm going off the rolls you guys got.
so we need to equip ourselves.
Weapons, lots of magic. We could probably take it with the amount of magic weapons and magic we have.
I'm telling you. Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
Well,
you know what? We'll give it a shot. But I mean, if we don't do it, we TK. So fuck it. Let's do it.
yeah, we would think we're well equipped enough for it. Well, at least I think my character would.
My character would be excited to do this. As a player, I don't think we have the right stuff to do it.
I think
But
we'll
as a
be fine.
player,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
ready to go. As a
All
player,
right.
I'm ready to give it a shot.
Mm-hmm. And if I recall, that map said it gave an idea of what location where these guys might be.
Well, I don't have any silver or magic weapons.
Well, there's a longsword there. You should take that.
Yeah, it's a longsword +2. Yeah.
I thought it was a longsword
I'll
plus one.
take that.
Oh, +1. Yeah.
So we could get like maybe a net, try to restrain it, and then
I mean, I was
like-
going to cast Hold Person on it.
I have a net too.
because if we can't deal damage with it, maybe we could just put it into a bag of holding.
I mean, I can restrain it because.
No, that's
I still have
perfect.
more strength than you.
That's perfect because if it suffocates, you can't regenerate out of that.
And all we have to do is put his head in the bag.
Yeah, suffocation doesn't deal damage; it just kills you.
Right? Yeah, we could literally black bag the wolfware.
That sounds like a plan. Get the bag ready because if I grab onto him, I want you to run up and stuff the bag over his head.
But should the bag of holding be plan A or plan B?
That should be plan.
I would say let's start with that.
I mean, it depends. Yeah, we could try. We could try to.
If we can get him restrained, immediately go for the bag. Otherwise, we'll just be doing damage.
Him. I can restrain him.
Well, you can grapple him, but can you actually restrain him?
I have a strength of 25. Yes. I have a +15 to my athletics check. So, yeah.
But again, like that's action grapple. It doesn't
Bonus action. Right?
grapple, not restrained. Although I suppose like grapple could still work.
I have a net. If I hit him with my net, I restrain him.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Well, let's do this. Fuck it.
I think Spectre might be at medieval times. I just got an image of a joust.
Nice. All right. We head out to where that map indicated the werewolf lair or wolfware lair is.
All right, you guys head out. Takes about like an hour and 15 minutes to reach the area. Start walking through. Big old oak trees there. And you can also see, kind of out in the clearing, what look to be signs of battle, along with a number of bodies.
Oh. Are these fresh bodies?
You can smell the freshness.
Wait, wouldn't that mean they're not fresh then?
Like, you can still smell the blood in the air.
Ah.
And the smoke.
Smoke.
Yeah, there's a big old burn spot. Roughly 40 feet circumference. Or, sorry, 40-foot diameter. Big old burn.
So someone tried to cast something. Well, it looks like they got it off, but I'm guessing it didn't do anything to the thing that attacked them.
Or they simply, didn't have enough enough chance. We should probably investigate and see if we can't find a trail of where these wolf wares may have come and gone to.
Sounds like a good idea. Can I examine the battle area?
Give me investigation check.
$21.
All right. You start looking over this area. So, you can make out a few distinct bodies. The corpse of a pair of mages. Looks like a light armor, bow-wielding rogue of sorts. 2 heavily armored warriors. And then, based on the loot that is currently half incinerated, a bard. From what you can tell, it looks like one of the mages was ambushed, killed outright. That's when the other wizard got off the fireball, based on the burn marks on a couple of the warriors. They had to have been caught in the blast. And then it looks like after the casters were taken out, it went after the rogue, and then the warriors seem to have been killed last. They are the freshest.
Any indication of how many hostiles they faced?
There is. The attack appears to have come from a single direction. Looks like they got hit from behind by a single creature.
Okay.
Gary, are there any magic items?
I looked through Eldritch Sight. Are there any magic items around?
Yes. There is a +1 halberd. The short bow used by the rogue is +1. And one of the fighters, it has a +2 axe. All iron weapons. Well, steel weapons.
I point out the magic weapons to the party.
Is that a one-handed axe or a two-handed axe?
It's a battle axe.
Sorry, what did you say the other ones were?
+1 halberd, +1 short bow, +2 battle axe.
We should take these weapons and save them. We may need them.
Who's carrying them?
We have a cart
And a bag of holding.
and a bag of holding.
Yeah, we can put them in the cart.
I mean, yeah, the only thing in there right now is our beer and fish. Oh no, it's yeah. And then, what?
There's one other thing I should probably mention here that I failed to read off in the first run. Jaeger.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like each like the mages and the rogue all died of exsanguination. They have each one of them has one or two very deep wounds along major arteries.
Are they? What type of wounds are they?
Blood sucking. Right?
Are they punctures or slashes?
There is a clear mix on the corpses of puncturing and slashing, but the ones that look like they died of major blood loss have massive slash wounds to those arteries.
Is the blood an evidence on the ground, or is it?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not like someone drank the blood.
Yeah, it's sort of an evidence on the ground. There's also a big fireball explosion.
Okay, that's what I was. See,
Yeah.
you said they died of exsanguination. I'm thinking, wait, vampires? What? Yeah.
No,
Oh, yeah,
not vampires. Like, they bled to death.
Okay, so the claw marks were deep enough to cut arteries open, and they bled to death. Okay. Okay, wait. So, are the claw marks like specifically targeting the arteries, or are they random?
Well, major arteries were struck on the 3 people with the least armor.
So, not random.
So it's smart too.
Hmm?
The one in the heavier armor, how did it die? It died by what?
Yeah. All right. Heavier armor guy. So that one I'm going to need a medicine check for.
Can I get guidance?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you kind of poke around one of the armored warriors, and you can tell that it looks like what finally killed him was a slashing blow to the throat. It got underneath the helmet and right past the gorget, kind of just dug right in. But he also exhibits, as you kind of move off bits of plate and examine them, it looks like he suffered a rather colossal amount of blows. Like his armor is dented and scratched badly. It looks like it took a decent amount of time to get through this guy. But you can see that the armor itself is rent. All of them, all the blows though, are located
Can I tell
at a major organ or a major artery.
Can I tell how the order of how they died by the coagulation of the blood in the wounds?
That was mentioned earlier. The 2 wizards, the bard, the rogue, and then the 2 warriors.
Okay, so it got the drop on them, and it strategically took out the wizards, and it took out the lightly armored ones first with clean precision strikes, and then it just brute forced the fighters.
It appears that way.
So, Erie, should you be on your brim of flying, and just in case it gets the drop on us?
Yeah, you may want to fly up above a little bit.
Well, I don't think it's going to get the drop on us while we're standing around here. Maybe later tonight it might get a drop on us.
Yeah, we have to set up some kind of trap. If we don't find it, it's going to attack us at night. It's already got our scent, probably. This thing is smart. Ugh.
I knew I should have taken a bath before we came here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then, I guess we're going to... Shit. Yeah.
Indeed. I mean, on the upside, you guys got a pair of nice, squeaky clean magic halberd and magic battle axe.
Just wipe the blood off.
There's another option.
What do you mean wipe the blood off?
What's the other option?
I look and try to find the tracks of this wolf were. Is there a way we can track it down? Hunt the hunter.
It requires a survival check, probably, to hunt this thing.
Yep, that would require a survival check.
Tracker,
Yeah.
you know what
Well, can I use investigation because I'm looking around for tracks leading out from there?
All right. Yeah. I suppose find the trail would be part of investigation if you want to make that.
I'll help.
But yeah, Jaeger, there's no blood for you to wipe off.
Oh.
Well, there's some on the handle, but nothing on the blades.
Interesting. So they were killed before they could even use their weapons.
Yeah, but look at the damage. They obviously had enough time. Took a while to kill them.
Yeah, but they weren't able to hit it and draw blood?
I'd say that they could use it, they just couldn't use it effectively and, cut it open.
Ah, yes. Yuri, you are able to find a set of tracks.
Hey, Hamhawk, you might want to take a look at these.
I will take a look at them.
Yep. These are some rather large lupine tracks, a pair of them, interspaced with the occasional clawed humanoid hand kind of pressing into the soil and the tall grass.
Yeah, some kind of wolf man definitely made this.
Well, do you think you could follow it? If we can hit it while it's sleeping in its lair, maybe we can get the drop on it.
Oh, yeah. I would like to attempt to follow the tracks.
And I will give him guidance.
Nice.
All right. Yeah. Give me a survival check. That's nice, yeah. Yeah, so you start following these tracks as you begin crisscrossing and winding around this entire clearing. Dipping back into the woods surrounding it, dipping back into the clearing, down into a ditch in the clearing, up and out of it. And after about half an hour of following this, you kind of lose track of where it's gone in this interconnected mess of tracks.
Okay.
There is a high density of them around the tree.
Okay, well, where else do the tracks lead out? They must have gotten here from somewhere.
I look up. Is it above us in the trees?
Oh shit, that'd be a great twist, but no, it's not off of boat.
I mean, you said it's all around the tree. I was like, oh man, this would be the point when you look up in the horror film and the monster would be like, hi, and then drop down on you.
Well,
I was
Yeah.
thinking the exact same thing.
I mean, for real. That's why I was like, oh fuck, above us.
I'll poke around the base of the tree to see if there are any holes or tunnels going anywhere.
Alright. Yep. Give me one of them investigation checks. Alrighty. Yeah, as you're kind of poking around, there's
This one's a cappella.
and this kind of sticks out to you. Most sections around this tree don't have grasses growing really close up to it, but you do spot rather noticeably a section of grass that looks like it's laying, and the dirt that it connects to is like laying up against like a crotch of the tree down at its base, kind of by where some of the tracks kind of lead up to and away from.
I'll poke around there.
You poke it. You can feel that it kind of gives way. There's open space behind it.
I'll
Roll for a trapdoor.
You know what? I'll just kick it in, or try to.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. You literally kick in a lump of dirt and grass.
Hey guys, look what I found.
Neat. And I look at it with Eldritch Sight.
The grass or the hole?
Yes.
They're non-magical.
Okay.
How big is the hole? Like, could we fit through it?
I'm not in
Yeah.
game. You had a 1 in 20 chance to be a loser.
You think you'd be able to fit in?
Alright, so should we go and investigate the hole, or should I send my familiar through it?
I say risk the familiar.
Well, pop my familiar in the hole and have it investigate further. Stealthily.
Alright, your owl flies in, making it down to this hollowed out space underneath the tree, its roots kind of forming a dome in the air. And oh boy, are there a lot of flies. And the floor is really lumpy, covered in dead bodies. Most of them in the garb of the townsfolk.
About 24? Or, sorry, 12?
No, that would be 12 adventurers. 24 townsfolk, though. And yes, you do see what look to be the armored and equipped remains of several adventurers.
Oh, Lord, the whole town. Think the bartender. Fuck.
So, is there only like one way in and out of here?
Give me an investigation check.
Any assistance that?
Well, if you signal what you needed, I'll give you guidance.
Yeah, I'll assist you.
Yes. There are several. You can see a couple of these dugout holes spreading out and away from the tree in several directions.
And how large is this room? Like, how large is the radius or diameter of the tree?
The tree, it's a big old freakishly big tree, right about 15 feet across at its base. Kind of narrows out a little more sharply, but it's a massive freakish oak tree. Completely unusual.
So, should we wait here? Should we wait here? Set like an alarm? Maybe set a tiny hut.
Well, you said there were like tunnels down there?
Well, it looks like it's just more entrances, like the one he just kicked over.
How far apart are they?
They're kind of spread around the circumference of this chamber, almost like roots themselves. They seem to spread off into the distance away from the tree in a circle.
Not hearing a number of feet or anything like that. Like, what kind of scale are we talking here?
Well, the tree is 15 feet across.
And the size of this chamber down here is about 30 by 30.
Okay.
Tunnels themselves, regular size for a humanoid, about, 8 by 8, stretching out and away.
Okay. So they're not that far apart. Yeah, we should set up, alarms and a tiny hut, and we should just wait here and see if the beast comes for us. In the meanwhile, while you're doing that, I climb down into the hole and I start looking through all the bodies to see what kind of magic loot they got.
All right. You go poking through. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. I mean, I do have the Eldritch Sight, so anything magical should just be detected.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so you don't find anything that's magical in here. In fact, as you're poking over the adventure bodies, they are stripped clean.
Okay. I head back up. Yeah, they've been stripped already.
Is it possible to get all the entrances in a 20-foot cube?
No. It's a 30-foot by 30-foot room.
What about if I use a 20-foot cube and a 10-foot radius dome?
Would a 30-foot cube get a 30-foot room?
No, 20-foot cube and a separate 10-foot radius dome.
Oh, yes.
Unless anyone else has alarm. We'll have to use the tiny hut to block off some entrances so it travels through the alarm. But then it'll probably realize we've been here.
Well, I mean, they'll probably smell us, so it's going to know we were here anyway.
Oh, and I'd also have to be in the tiny hut. Just waiting for it.
Yeah. What time of day is it?
About 3. Getting to be evening soon.
Yeah, that sounds good. Can I actually climb up this tree and go to sleep so that we'll be awake when the monster comes at 1 in the morning, or right before dawn or whatever they were talking about.
What were the rules for how long it has to be before your next long rest? Like before you can take it?
You can only benefit from 1 long rest every 24 hours.
Benefit from. Okay, yeah, that's fine. All right.
Yeah, sure, you can take a long rest.
Yeah, you guys can, bum around.
Unless you guys got a better idea of what to do besides just taking an early, sleep so that we're able to be awake without issue.
By my understanding, then, that means that you guys wouldn't actually benefit from this long rest, right, Under?
Basically, we're just waiting around for the monster to show up.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah. So you guys are waiting around.
I do have the tiny hut up.
Okay.
Alright, so you've set that up inside the grotto, right?
Well, do you guys think we should be inside or outside?
Outside. I'm not going to fight that thing down, below ground. That's a stupid idea. It's going to get us all killed.
Yeah. So I have the tiny hut on the outside covering some entrances, and I have an alarm covering the rest of the entrances so it can't just sneak past us. It cannot get in there without passing through either the tiny hut, which it can't, or the alarm.
Sorry, I'm running a couple things simultaneously. Can you repeat that for me?
So, the tiny hut is outside, covering some entrances, and I also set an alarm covering the rest of the. I also set an alarm covering the rest of the entrances, so it cannot get into its hidey hole without passing through the alarm, or somehow the tiny hut.
Okay, there's just one surface entrance here. I think there's been a misunderstanding.
You said there were multiple entrances down in that chamber below ground.
There is an entrance that you guys found. There are multiple tunnels heading outward. Not to the surface. You guys didn't go far enough down them to see where they came out.
Oh, already send your owl down those tunnels then.
Alright, so tiny hut on the.
No. Before we do any of that tiny hut stuff, use your owl, explore the tunnels.
Alright, then I'll just send my owls through the tunnels one by one, stealthily.
Alright, your owl flies down these, kind of reaching the ends. Almost all of them end in dirt. There is one, however, where your owl reaches the end and can see a little bit of light slipping through an edge of one of these dirt clods. It appears to be inside the forest.
Well, that must be where it exited its den most recently. I guess I'll have my owl. Should I have my owl exit out? It'll disturb the dirt and it'll know.
Yeah, I mean, it's already going to know we're here. It will smell us.
Yeah. Alright, then it'll exit out the dirt and see what's in the forest around it.
Alright, yeah. Yeah, okay,
As long as we're still setting this up, I'd like to wait up in the tree.
Alright. So your owl kind of pushes itself through the dirt, and as it looks around outside of here, you can see that this took it outside of the clearing. It's about 20 feet beyond the tree line.
But that's still pretty close to where we are.
Kind of, yeah. It's about 100 feet away.
So, should I send my owl up, see if it can scout around and find it?
I mean, are there tracks over there?
Oh, yeah. I'll look for tracks through my owl.
Give me a survival check.
Not investigation?
Nah. You're starting in a very heavily, natural area. The investigation was because you guys managed to find a section that was compatible with investigation, then leading off.
Well, guidance?
Sure.
No, you do not find tracks in this area.
Then I'll just have my owl fly up and then just start a spiral. Have my owl fly up, start a spiral out motion, and then just like looking down to see if it can find it.
Repeat, please.
I'll send my owl up. How dense are the trees? Like, would he be able to like look through them? Through the top?
Okay, so he's going to go poking through the top of the trees.
Well, I'm asking if the owl is flying above the trees, could he look down and see if he can spot the wolf?
Oh, no. The foliage is fairly dense. It would make spotting while flying over the trees functionally impossible.
Then I guess in the forest, the owl will just start flying away looking for the wolf ware in a spiral motion, getting progressively like larger and larger so it can cover the most ground. Unless, of course, someone wants to walk 100 feet over there and make their own survival check. like a ranger.
I could try doing that if you want me to have a look over there.
Because, I mean, it is only 100 feet.
Alright. I go over there.
Alright, you head over to the section. You're trying to find tracks?
Yep. Do I have guidance on this?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, yeah. You poke around this area. You are able to find some of the werewolves' tracks. Or Wolfware's tracks. Heavily trafficked area. It appears to occasionally come in and out of this entrance.
Right.
Usually out.
Wait, what do you mean usually out?
Well, more of its tracks exit this opening than they enter.
Oh, okay. So it's usually coming in somewhere else and then leaving this way.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yeah, when you kind of overlay that with the previous tracking that you did, it appears that it has been walking in a pattern now that leaves a great deal of obvious tracks heading towards the tree, and then seems to be taking a great deal of effort to conceal its tracks coming out of these perimeter holes.
Yeah, I kind of figured. It seems like the hole near the tree is like the obvious entrance, and all these other holes are like the side entrances for sneaking out of and whatnot. Alright.
Well, you know,
Some...
I do know the mold earth cantrip. I can just collapse all of these tunnels. Leave only that one main entrance.
Ooh, yeah, you could do that.
Think it's a good idea?
Well, if they see the other entrances are collapsed, they're going to know something's up.
So? We're trying
yeah.
to funnel him into fighting us in our chosen area instead of him ambushing us.
True. Yeah, no. Good idea. You can do that. I'm going to go back to sitting in the tree.
Yeah. So I use mold earth, and I just start collapsing all of the dirt tunnels.
Alrighty. Yeah, so you spend a little while collapsing all that. It's starting to get about 6 o'clock. Day is beginning to come to an end.
They're getting ready.
So, where should we cast the hut?
Right on top of the hole. Let him come to us.
Alright.
When he casts the hut, can I use mold earth to create a defensive ditch around the hut and fill it with wooden spikes that we got from the trees? Like just roughly shaped sticks sticking out of the ground, so if something falls into it, they land on it?
Yeah, you can make some punji sticks.
Great. And then we can just cover it with, weak covering and make it like a pitfall trap.
I'll also cast alarm, so if it somehow sneaks up within 20 feet of us, it'll trigger the alarm.
Great.
Alright, I'm ready, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we can just,
I go in the hut and go to sleep.
There are humans here, right?
Yes, there are humans here.
I think he means in
Wait,
the party.
in
Are any of the
in the
party
party.
members human?
Yeah, or
So I know we got 2 Warforged, a gnome, and whatever Hamhock is.
Human.
And Jaeger's human.
Oh, yeah.
And Cousin is human.
So yes, there are in fact humans present.
Okay. We're expecting this thing to show up while we're sleeping, potentially, right?
It's going to show up at like the end of Fourth Watch, is the MO that we saw with the other guys.
Right. Alright.
I'm just going to go to sleep and I'll wake up for Fourth Watch. We'll all be awake on Fourth Watch.
I'll take third watch then, just in case.
Artie and I are on first on all watches.
Yeah, they don't sleep.
Oh, alright then.
Okay.
Alright. You guys set up camp and wait through the night. Around third shift, Jaeger, when you're doing your thing, you can hear a howl out in the woods. And then all is silent for the remainder of the watch. Other than that, it's been a pretty pleasant night. You know, nice, warm, nighttime, summer breeze. It's pretty pleasant overall. And as you get into the wee hours of the morning, the sun just beginning to peek out the far eastern edge of the horizon. Like you're just starting to see that early, glow.
Here he comes.
What are your guys' perceptions again?
Passive?
Yeah.
Mine is 15.
13.
12.
9.
Oh my god. How do you have a 9 perception?
I have an 8 wisdom.
Okay.
Alright, yeah. Dawn begins to approach. Hamhock, what did you say yours was again? Sorry?
15.
15. Alright. You see far off in the woods towards the west movement. Something is, bounding between the trees.
Oh yeah. I wake the party or any who aren't already awake.
Okay. Yeah. I mount upon my broom of flying.
Since I'll probably have to stay here to maintain the safe zone of the hut, I have another broom of flying if anyone wants to borrow it.
I'm gonna turn down the broom of flying, but I will go and climb back up the tree to my vantage point.
Alright.
I mean, giving me a broom of flying would just give me. Ooh, no. No. No, I will fall down on the enemy, no.
Alright. And Hamhawk, you can see this shape move over to one of the trees that you guys found a passage by and collapse the tunnel of.
Mm.
And you stop seeing it move for a moment. And then it starts moving between the trees again.
How far away is it?
About 115 feet.
Well, then I'm going to flood out the top of the bubble if I see it as well. And I'm going to shoot it.
You're going to shoot it?
Yeah, from the top of the bubble. Should I roll to hit, or are we just rolling initiative? What?
Let's Let's roll an ish.
That's wrong. That shouldn't be 13. That should just be a 3.
Ooh, the DM rolled well.
The DM goes first. He will be on us before we know it. Surgical strike. Kill the Jaeger. Because Yuri floated up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So technically it would be Jaeger would be the next beat.
Oh, I missed already.
This thing's turn. One moment. Ah, shit, that fell off. Hold on. Alright. It moves between the trees and you lose sight of it. Hamhawk.
Can I try to regain sight of it?
How you doing that?
With my eyes.
Alright, yeah, try to give me a perception check.
Alright.
Nah, you don't see it.
Alright.
So what are you doing?
Let me see here.
6-second rounds.
I'm going to ready an action to, if it becomes visible within 60 feet of me, I am going to attack it with my darts.
Alright.
That's my action.
Artie.
Question. What are musket balls made out of?
Lead, usually.
Lead.
I mean, these things do fire like flare gun rounds, so
Oh, right.
it's you know,
So it's fire
still a
damage?
lot of, it's no. Like it's a bullet. It's just instead of a musket round, it's more like a flare gun.
So either way, it's non-magical, non-iron.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, anyway, I'll still just, if I see it, I have ready to action to fire my musket. And I'll also just activate defensive field, just because.
Okay, Yuri.
So we're like at like the center hub entrance to the down to that area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was in the monsters over by the one of the entrances we collapsed
Correct.
originally, and then it had moved presumably around us towards another entrance we had collapsed. Yeah. Like when it first started moving, and then we saw it. We saw it by the second entrance, is my understanding.
Yep, it moved to an exterior entrance, then move to a different one, and almost like it was checking its perimeter.
Right. So I would like, because I collapsed all the entrances, I know where all of them are. So I would like to go to following like that arc, like assuming like, it was at like 12 o'clock and then went to 1 o'clock. I'd like to relatively go fly 50 feet towards the 2 o'clock position entrance and see if I can't spot this guy.
Alrighty. Give me a perception check. You don't spot a wolf.
What do I spot?
You do spot a body lying in the woods.
Was it there before?
No.
I shoot it.
Alright.
Do I need to roll a hit?
I mean, sure. Roll to hit. Let's see if you can hit a corpse.
Apparently not. I do want to mention I am flying like 50 feet above the ground.
Yeah, so you kind of like blast the dirt and soil and everything by this corpse, and it kind of like gets flopped around a little bit. It's pretty dead looking.
Good. And I am at that, 2 o'clock entrance, right?
No, you're halfway to it. It's 100-foot distance between the tree and the tree line. Like the central oak. There's 100-foot clearing. You're halfway through it.
Okay. That's it for me.
Alrighty. Jaeger.
I'll just ready an action if it gets in range of my short sword. I will swing at it.
Okay. Alpha.
Okay. So the monster hasn't come up yet, right?
Correct. Hamhawk pointed out that it was like following the perimeter of the woods, and then it disappeared.
Okay. Well, even though I think this is a bad idea, I'm going to tell you I'm playing as Alpha, and this is what Alpha will do. Alpha will take a very deep breath and yell at the top of his lungs. All right, Beast, you know we're here. We know you're there. Come on out and let's settle this. And yeah, that's about all he's going to do. I'm done.
This guy. Alright, some stuff happens that you guys don't see. Hamhawk.
I will try to find him again.
Alright, from up in the tree, you're going to try to spot him beyond the tree line. Give me a perception check. For the briefest moment, you spot movement behind foliage. Out past 2 o'clock, farther distance.
Alright.
Like it's farther away from the tree line than it was the first time.
I point out the location again. Did that use my action?
No.
Alright, I'm going to ready the same action as before. Actually, here, how about this? If I see him, can I use a thing that takes my action when I see them, irrespective of distance?
What do you mean?
Can I use my action to activate a class feature that requires me to see them?
I don't see why not.
Alright. Oh, wait, hold on. They have to be within 60 feet, or are they further than that?
The edge of the clearing is 100 feet from you.
Okay, yeah, never mind. I can't do that. Alright, then yeah, I'm just going to ready that same action as before. Just if they come within 60 feet and I see them, I'm going to attack them.
Artie?
So did I see him when he got pointed out?
You don't see him, but you know where he's allegedly supposed to be.
Well, if I see him within 120 feet, I'll shoot him. But until then, I got nothing.
Yeah, you don't have a valid target. Yuri?
Alright, did I hear Artie calling out where he was?
Yeah. See him pointing. Farther into the tree line, same direction you're going.
Okay, well, I'll go another 50 feet on the broom over to the 2 o'clock, entrance at the tree line. Do I see him there?
You are currently at the foliage level at the tree line.
I'm 50 feet in the air, right?
Yep.
Okay. Where is the 2 o'clock entrance from me?
15 feet forward, 50 feet down.
Okay. Do I see the monster?
You do not.
This is the direction Artie was pointing.
Correct.
Alright. As a bonus action, I cast a spell called Expeditious Retreat. And then with that spell as my bonus action, I can now dash. I will proceed another 50 feet in that direction until I find the monster or I run out of 50 feet.
Alright. Flying through that section canopy puts you... Give me a perception check. You catch him. As you're flying past, you move kind of parallel with a tree, and you can see he's about 15 feet up it. Looks like he was scaling it, and he's looking at you.
What's my distance to him laterally?
Laterally?
Mm-hmm.
Lateral distance, 30 feet, and then he would be 35 feet down.
Okay, does it look like he could jump that distance laterally if he was to get up to a level with me?
He does have some mighty powerful looking haunches.
How thick around is the tree he's on?
Uh, 6 feet.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. You see him, so I can now post the image.
Mm-hmm. It's a pixely-looking brown blob. Got it. All right. Well, I'd like to get so I can see him, but be You said I'm 35 feet away from him. How much movement speed do I have left from my dash?
About 30 feet.
Could I get to 50 feet away from him laterally and still have line of sight?
It might get a little messy from the tree canopy, but yes.
Okay, I don't want messy. 40 feet. Do I have a clear line of sight?
Yes.
Great. I'm going to pop him twice in the ass. Does a 24 hit him?
A 24 hits.
Does a 17?
Give me a second, I gotta tab over. Yes.
Good. So he takes 24 points of force damage, and his speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Already?
Hey guys, I found him! He's climbing a tree. That's the end of my turn.
Alright.
How far is he from me?
I'm like 150 feet away from you.
Yeah, about
Oh.
100. About 150.
Well, I'll run that direction and use up all my movement. And I'll still be too far away, so I'll end my turn there.
Hold on. So you're dashing 60 feet closer?
80 feet. But yes, moving closer.
Oh, your base movement speed is 40?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Give me a second, I have to break out the calculator, the notebook paper, and several columns. That puts you about 70 feet away. Alright.
Oh, by the way, did it look like he got injured by my force bolts hitting him?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay.
He does look like those injured him. Alpha?
Well, I'm gonna take off that direction. I'm gonna dash 60 feet. Dash, yeah, that's all I can do.
Alright, you're 90 feet. Alright. This guy. Let's see. The Beast of Timon is going to hop down from the tree.
Does it look like you took fall damage from that? Hopping down 15 feet?
Mm-hmm. Get into that.
I was just curious because some creatures can, fall quite a ways and not take any fall damage.
Actually, what is fall damage typically classified as?
It is. So fall damage has two effects. One is you take a d6 of bludgeoning damage per 10 feet you fall, and it knocks you prone.
Yeah, but like, what type of damage is fall damage? Like
Bludgeoning.
magical?
No, it's straight up. The earth smacks you.
Okay.
It's the same type of damage as clubbing somebody with a planet.
Alrighty. I wasn't sure if they ever actually slapped a thing on it, but I'm just not realizing. Alrighty. It looks like that hurts him a little bit. He does not fall prone, though. Kind of slides himself down, holding onto the tree. And he's going to move forward a bit. And start moving evasively. Alpha, he's decreased down to 75 from you. And Jaeger, he is now 55 from you. Alright. Hamhawk. Hamhawk.
Yep. Alright, now that I know the direction... I know the direction, right?
Yes, you could see the Eldritch Blasts and where Alpha and Jaeger are both running.
Alright. Are the trees close enough together that I can move between them with my climb speed without having to climb down?
Are you asking if you can run along this big, massive, unnaturally large tree's branches to get over to the foliage on the opposite side of the clearing?
He wants to do some like hidden dragon type bullshit.
I was gonna say I'm asking if I can Naruto over there. That's what they're always doing in Naruto. They're just jumping through trees.
I was thinking the movie Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah, they do it in that too.
So, you'd be able to do that outside of the clearing and on the tree in the clearing, but there is a little too much space between the edge of the big oak and the surrounding trees.
Right. Even... Okay. Then, yeah, I'll use my climb speed to descend safely. And then... Actually, here, let's see.
I'd still have the broom if you want it.
Nah. I've got... If I dash, my full movement speed is 70 feet. So, yeah, I'll climb down the tree, get to the edge of the clearing, climb back up a tree, and start moving in that direction.
Oh, okay, you dashing?
Yeah.
Alright, what's your move speed when you dash?
My full move when I dash is 70 feet.
Alrighty.
Does that get me close enough to see the thing?
That puts you at 65 feet, and yes, you can see him.
Okay, can I get a little closer if I choose not to climb as high?
Wait, climb as high? What?
Or am I just going down and then running across?
Yeah, you'd just be running across the clearing. With a 70-foot dash, that'll put you, 30 feet away from the edge.
Okay. And I can see the thing, but it's 65 feet away.
Correct. About 35 feet into the into the forest.
Right.
And he's moving evasively.
Okay.
He's preparing to dance battle.
Yeah. Let's see. Just want to see what the ranges on these are. Aha! I'm going to bonus action Hunter's Market. Because that's 90 feet, not 60.
Alrighty.
Alright, and that's it for me.
Alrighty, Artie.
So I still can't see it?
You can't see him, but you can see where shit seems to be going down. Everyone's running in a line towards it, and you saw a couple eldritch blasts light up in the woods.
Guys, should I keep the bubble up or run with you?
No, get your ass over here.
Alright, I'll get on the broom and dash over there.
100 feet?
Yes.
That puts you 35 feet away. How high are you?
I'll go to Yuri's height.
50 feet.
Okay, that puts you a little farther than 35 feet away, about 55 because of the angle.
I mean, I had to dash here anyway, so it's not like I could use my action for anything else.
Alrighty. And Yuri.
So, when this guy moved and then started setting up for Thriller, did it look like he healed at all?
Yes. I'm glad you mentioned that. The blast wounds that you deal on him seem to just disappear.
Okay. I dislike this. I cast a spell on him.
I kind of figured you would.
He needs to make a wisdom saving throw versus being paralyzed.
Alrighty.
As I cast Hold Person. He's paralyzed.
Oh my god.
Indeed, he is paralyzed.
So, bag him and tag him, guys. Yeah, I'm just going to hover like 50 feet directly above him.
Alright. Jaeger.
Well, we got him, right? So... What would I do to help with this situation?
I mean, you might as well shoot him just because if it doesn't work with suffocating him, damage is better than no damage.
I mean, he could still break out of it at any time.
Right, so shoot him.
May as well. Just make sure somebody gets the bag on him.
I have the brilliant idea of taking a handful of the silver pieces that I have and throwing them at him.
Are you literally throwing money at the problem?
Yes.
Okay, so you run up to him and throw money at him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The money hits him.
And nothing much happens.
Money is not an effective weapon.
Have you ever been hit by a sock full of coins?
No.
Yes. It hurts.
It hurts a lot.
Yeah. I mean, how many coins is he throwing at him? Like a
I
handful?
mean, you put a bar of soap in a sock and beat the hell out of somebody.
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
difference between throwing a loose handful of change at somebody and hitting them with a sock full of quarters.
Hey,
All
if you're
right.
allergic to
If you're throwing a sock full of quarters at him, we'll call that a bullet. Make your attack roll.
I'd call it a mace himself, personally. It'd be a D6 more.
No, it's a light hammer.
He's throwing it, so it is definitely going to be a thrown weapon type thing. It's not going to be
Yeah,
hitting him with a sock.
It's a light hammer. It's a one-handed
It's a
weapon
throwing
that
hammer.
deals bludgeoning damage.
Wait, so what am I rolling for it?
You're making an attack roll with an improvised weapon.
14?
You would have advantage because of his paralysis.
I'll just roll that again. So 14 it is.
Yeah, your sack of money just kind of hits him and falls to the ground.
Well, I'll pick it up disappointed, and that will be my turn.
Okay. Alpha.
How far is he from me?
75 feet.
Does he get a save with paralysis?
Every round.
All right. All right.
Every turn, not round, but yeah.
I am going
No,
to.
you had that right. Every round.
Every round would mean that every time we end our turn, he would have to go. He's I should save it to get. Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
Yeah, the round happens all at once.
Yes, I'm confusing myself here.
And so he's already. All right. I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna bonus action. Action dash. 60 feet, and that puts me 15 feet from him. So I'm gonna punch him with my arm thingy. Do I have advantage because he's
Paralyzed.
paralyzed?
It does give advantage. And if you hit in 5 feet, it's an auto crit.
So you're closing the 75-foot distance?
Yeah. I can only get within 15 feet of him, though.
So you're using the propulsion fist?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That deals force damage, right?
Magical force. Yes. That hit?
That hits. But it is not a crit. All right.
No, it's not great. And I'm done.
All right. This thing.
He's
Its
paralyzed.
wound disappears. And I believe it has to make a save.
At the end of its turn, it gets another wisdom save. Still paralyzed.
Hamhawk.
All right. With my 35 feet of movement, can I get into melee with him?
Give me 1 second here. Just got to update people's stuff. 35 feet of movement?
Yeah.
That'll put you 35 feet away.
Right. All right then. Then let's see. I'll just have to attack from a distance. So this will be an advantage because it's paralyzed. And let's see. Before I attack, I am going to mark it. As a bonus action with Slayer's Foe. Nope, that's backwards. It's Slayer's Prey. And then I make my attacks.
And your weapons are regular darts?
They are regular darts, unfortunately. I did not have time to get silvered ones. Do either of those hit?
They both hit.
All right.
The darts bounce off of its hide.
No effect?
No effect.
God damn. Alright then. Well, doesn't look like I can do anything in this combat. So, I used all my movement. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Artie.
So I'll get the bag of holding ready, and then start dive bombing it, trying to get it in there.
Your attempt fails. It is too big to fit in the opening.
Oh.
How big is this thing?
Hefty enough that it can't get stuffed into a bag.
Its head is bigger than 2 feet in diameter?
No, not its head. Shoulders.
Yeah, just put the bag
Are you
in
just
its
trying
head.
to get the head in?
That's all we need to do. Cinch it around its neck, let him suffocate.
I mean, I'll start with the head.
Alright, yeah, you can put the bag on its head.
Is that my action?
Yes.
All right, it's my turn then.
Also, I need a second. One moment.
Yeah, you guys, I just realized something. Breathing creatures inside the bag can survive up to a number of minutes equal to 10 divided by the number of creatures. After which time they begin to suffocate. So it will take him 10 minutes to suffocate in that bag.
Yep, 10 plus however long he can hold his breath.
This is 9 minutes longer than I will be able to keep him held.
Yeah.
We just need to find like 10 rabbits or something to put them in.
So is it all Artie does?
It would be his action to put the bag on something.
Well, at least he won't be able to see.
Yeah, he'll at least be blind, relatively speaking.
Get the net. Get the ropes. Get the chains.
Chains, that's what we should have gotten.
Oh well. I think we should probably retreat. It doesn't seem like we have any way to damage this thing.
So, if he
Oh, we can still damage him.
and tries to remove the bag by force,
Oh wait, can we rupture the bag and...
I've already made a ruling on that.
Yeah, he did. He thought about that before we could decapitate somebody.
Yep. It will shunt it out.
oh, that's right.
squeeze it out, huh?
Mm-hmm. It will squeeze out a massive wolf-ware-shaped turd all over you. Alrighty. Armerson, you doing anything with your bonus action? Reaction? Reaction?
Not at the moment. Since I already, yeah.
Alrighty. Yuri.
I will fiddle with the, bazooka of the thing, of the Pact Keeper. and use its action to get one of my pact slots back.
Okay.
That is all I do, other than just maintaining concentration on hold person.
Jaeger.
Let's see. I do have the long sword. I will hit it with that.
Are you okay? Oh, are you proficient in longswords as a rogue?
No.
I think then it's just D20 plus your strength mod.
Yeah.
And this is the +1 magic longsword?
Yes.
Alright.
The one we got in the church.
Ah, yes, from one of the dead adventurers.
Mm-hmm. Well, they don't need it anymore.
Uh-huh.
Is that +1 to attack or damage?
Yes,
Yes. Oh,
to
just
both.
well, never mind.
So I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be an advantage.
It is.
If, you want to try again.
I mean, I won't. Oh, well, yeah, that's better.
Alright, yeah, your blade connects. And does nothing. It fails to break this creature's hide.
Well, someone bought the knockoff magic longsword.
Oh, yeah. Every single one of these was given the Nistel's magic aura. No, that's not what's going on.
Well, that's my turn then, I guess.
Indeed. Alpha.
Okay. So, let me get if I understand this right. Our strikes are having no effect.
No, your punch worked with your rocket fist, and Yuri's Eldritch Blast hit and did damage.
Okay, well then,
6-second rounds.
I guess I'm gonna walk up and start pounding on this thing then.
All right. What you punching him with? What are you kicking his shit in with? What tools of devastation are you using?
My magical hammer and my arcane arm. That's all I've got. My hammer and my fist. Well, first I'm a bonus action rage. Then I'm gonna start swinging.
All right. So do me a favor and roll your hammer separate from your fist, like damage wise.
Okay. You have advantage to hit, right? Because he's paralyzed.
Yeah, you do. All right. So your first hammer misses. Your second hammer hits.
Okay. That's my fist with my second one.
If it's within 5 feet, it should be a crit.
Mm-hmm. Now you said you're going to punch with your fist.
Yes.
Make that attack roll. That's not an attack roll. That's a damage roll. But okay.
Well, I already attacked. The 25 was with my fist. I hit with my hammer and my fist.
Oh, you weren't. Okay.
My bonus action rage. So
Okay. I see. Wouldn't that be 2 hammer attacks then? Because attacking with your offhand fist is a bonus action.
okay, yeah, you're right. So yeah, they're both the fifth. That is it's the same damage anyway. It's just 14 points of magical bludgeoning instead of
Mm-hmm.
that.
You strike it, and it doesn't appear to hurt it.
Mm. So if I wanted to hit it with my offhand on my action, could I do that, or would I only get one hit?
Because it's the offhand, it's the bonus action to use.
Yes, but I have dual wielding proficiency, and I'm proficient with fighting with both hands. So
Yeah, sure, why not?
if one strike is working and the other one's not, could I just switch stances and punch with the other hand instead of with the one with the hammer in it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well then in that case, I'm gonna action surge and punch him twice.
All right.
I don't think I hit. But since he's paralyzed and got a blindfold on, I should just be able to smack the shit out of him. But I missed it.
Those are 2 hits. They both crit.
Oh, they crit? Oh, God.
Yeah, he's paralyzed.
$29 points of force damage.
Okay. Yeah, that really kind of bangs him up. That's a pretty good wound.
I am done.
All right. This thing's turn. Its wounds heal and disappear. And it makes a save at the end of its turn.
Still paralyzed.
And thus we begin the most boring combat ever. Alrighty, Hamhawk.
Well, I don't think I can really do anything here. I didn't bring anything that can damage this thing.
Hey, there's a lake nearby, isn't there?
Relatively.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
Because he's not a fish.
That's true,
Well,
he's not
he
a
can probably
fish.
swim,
Not if he's paralyzed, he can't.
I guess. Do I know where or how far the lake is?
Okay, let me bust out the map.
So I also have a plan if it gets to my turn. I have rope trick. Would I be able to put him into the extra dimensional space and then bag of holding the rope and the space?
1 second. The lake would be just short of 1,500 feet away.
It's a bit far.
Yeah, it's farther than we can get him.
Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna take the dodge action. And that's it. I think it's just the should be Artie's turn now.
Alrighty. Yeah, Artie.
So, would it be possible to get him into a rope trick and then get the rope trick into the bag?
I'm checking one moment. You're asking if you create a thing above him, can you just, like, hold him up into it?
Yeah, like I cast rope trick and then like haul him into the thing, and then get the bag and put the rope in the bag so that the space at the end of the rope is now in the bag.
Give me a second here. Alright. So, you want to take the wolfware with a bag on its head and stick him up into the space, right?
I'd obviously have to take the bag off his head in order to put it in the rope in the bag. So just stick the wolf in the space.
You want to put the wolf inside of the rope trick.
Yes. And then the rope trick inside the bag.
You cannot put the rope trick inside of a bag.
Uh-huh.
You would have to put the bag inside of the rope trick. One of those is a fixed point, the other one isn't.
Gary, do you think you can use mold earth to bury this thing alive?
Probably. Yeah, actually, it's a medium-sized creature, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. I could probably get him pretty deep down.
Alright. Then I'll just cast Fairy Fire on it, just in case it manages to break through the paralysis. We still have advantage.
Alright. Well, I'm pretty sure he fails that automatically.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Anything else?
No.
Yuri.
Alrighty. Let me mark off another round. Mold Earth is a 5-foot cube of earth that is instantly excavated and deposited 5 feet away. I choose the 5 feet under the wolfware.
Alright, he is now 5 feet lower.
That's all I do.
Alrighty. Jaeger.
What was the effect of the mold earth?
He is now in a 5-foot hole.
I dug a 5x5 by 5 foot deep square hole
Okay.
that he's now standing in. I'm going to next round make that a 10-foot deep hole, and then 15, and then 20, and so on.
I ready an action, so if it tries to climb out, I smack it with a short sword.
Repeat, please.
If it tries to get out of the hole, I'll smack it with a short sword.
Okay.
Or try and keep it in.
Okay. Sorry, I'm writing this stuff down as I go, just to keep track easier. Alright. Alpha?
All right. I'm gonna start pounding on this guy.
He's currently in a 5-foot hole.
And I'm standing above him.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to hit him.
And he's very
repeatedly.
fired.
I am
and
going
paralyzed.
to repeatedly with my big hand.
Two crits.
Okay. I'm going to add some battle master maneuvers to these. Since he's already in the ground, I'm going to use, since I hit him, I'm going to use 2 pushing attacks, which will slam him into the ground. I don't know if that'll do any damage, but it'll just, since he's laying flat on the ground, but it gives me extra damage to add to it.
Alright.
$37 points of force, magical force damage.
Damn, that pretty hurt it.
And, I'm done.
Alright. Start of its turn. Its wounds heal. It looks back to being kosher.
Its wounds healed completely.
Yes.
Is that the save for paralysis?
Mm-hmm.
Well, at the end of its turn, it's no longer paralyzed.
Indeed. Hamhawk.
I take the dodge action.
Alright. Artie.
So, am I flying? Am I flying 5 feet above it now?
You never said you moved, so yes.
It's still prone though.
Yes. Because of the Battlemaster maneuver Alpha used.
Well, I suppose I'll go down there and just punch it twice. Because when it's been hit, did it look like a significant portion of its health? Like we have to kill it within 6 seconds?
You've seen it recover from rather colossal injuries dealt by Alpha. It seems to heal a large amount at the start of this turn, yes.
But I'm talking about, like, did it seem like Alpha took off like a third of his health or a quarter of his health?
It did seem like Alpha did a large amount of damage. It wasn't quite bloodied, but it did seem like he fucked it up quite a bit.
Then I will. I shall punch it twice.
Two crits. Already. What kind of damage?
Thunder.
Alrighty. It doesn't appear particularly effective, but it does do some pretty respectable damage. Anything else?
I will fly up out of the hole just in case Yuri wants to fill it immediately.
Alright. Yuri?
I cast Hold Person on him. He used to make a wisdom save. Back to paralysis.
And so the attrition continues. Man, I should have given this guy a better wisdom score.
So far, I think the war of attrition, he's winning.
Jaeger.
Has anyone tried fire yet?
Nope.
The adventurers that came before us?
Yeah, I mean, they tried fireball. I mean, I suppose you could just pour oil all over him and light him on fire.
I mean, I have a Molotov.
You're hot miking Armisen. 6-second rounds, Jaeger. What are you doing?
I'm trying to find the note I had down on it, but I think this is the wrong character sheet because I've been moving around computers. I'll throw a Molotov at the pit with him in it.
Alright. I believe that's a D6 in fire damage. Alright, he begins to burn. It does not appear particularly effective.
Worth a shot. That's my turn.
Alright. Alpha.
I guess I'm gonna hit him again.
Yep, lay into him.
That's wrong. That should be a 19 and a 20, not a 24 and a 22. I did that
Doesn't matter either way.
Okay.
Those would hit. Crit, roll damage.
wrong. 30 points of force damage. Well, I can't do that anymore. I'm out of superiority dice. So we'll be back to.
Mhm.
I think that's wrong. I think I'm not doing that right
What do you mean?
because that should be 8d8 instead of 4d8 because I do a d8 and then you add a proficiency die as a d8. I mean, a combat die as a d8 on my first attack. Yeah, I'm only doing half damage in those two attacks. It should be 8d8 instead of 4d8.
Alright, then you should roll it correctly.
I just realized that. But okay. Next turn it'll be 48.
No, I mean, like, roll correctly. Like, add your dice.
So it should be 45 points of force damage instead of.
And the strength that you have is a +9 to your damage?
Well, I'm raging. That's a +2.
Ah, the extra +2. Okay.
Fortified strength is a +7. So yeah, +9.
Alrighty. Yeah, this thing looks nearly dead. And at the start of its turn, its wounds disappear. And we repeat the cycle. It is no longer paralyzed. How many of them more of those you got, Yuri?
Well, that was the last hold person I could cast.
Hmm.
It's not, however, the last of the bullshit I can pull out of my ass.
I certainly hope not. That would have been very disappointing if it was. Hamhawk?
Alright, I am going to use Hunter's Sense on it, which tells me all of this thing's damage, immunities, resistances, and vulnerabilities.
That was nice a while ago.
1 second, I'll screenshot it.
Oh boy.
You ready?
Yep, go ahead. Which is top resistance?
Oh, whoops. Sorry, one second. There you are.
Alright.
Thank you, Under, for the inspiration.
Uh-huh.
Alright.
Alright, well, that's my action. And yeah, that's it.
Artie?
So, it went from nearly dead to back up to full health.
Yep.
I'm gonna stand on top of the pit, ready to push it back down if it tries to climb up.
Okay.
Because I think we should either head out and try again
Hey,
with
Under,
this knowledge.
5 more feet of dirt underneath him. Gone. Drop him 5 more feet down in a hole and we'll bury him 10 feet in the ground.
Yeah, I think we should just get out of here and get some silvered weapons.
I mean, yeah, that's an option. But like I said, I've got one more thing of bullshit to try.
Alright.
Alright, Yuri.
Alright, so
Descend.
this is like a foresty type temperate zone, right?
Yeah.
Is there a boulder around here that's roughly 10 by 10? By 10-ish? Rocky outcropping, that type of thing? Solid chunk of rock, 10 feet by 10 feet by 10 feet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not.
I think I know what you're doing.
Excellent!
Geographical region.
Excellent. This spell instantly transports you and up to 8 willing creatures of your choice that you can see within range, or a single object that you can see within range to a destination you select. If you target an object, it must fit entirely within a 10 by 10 by 10 cube, and it can't be held or carried by an unwilling creature. Alright? You with me so far, right? So I grab this 10 foot by 10 foot by 10 foot solid rock, and I teleport it using the Helm of Teleportation to 300 feet directly above the Wolfware, since it falls 300 feet per round. Since I can see 300 feet in the air, correct? It's a clear day? It's not like, foggy or anything?
It's a clear day. And
Okay.
You're like right at the foliage level, so yeah.
Excellent. That means that this should be considered very familiar, as it is a place I am directly observing.
Mm-hmm.
Very familiar is a place you can be very often, a place you've carefully studied, or a place you can see when you cast the spell.
And if I recall, things that fall immediately.
Why, yes, they do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, 75 is an on-target roll.
Uh-huh.
So this is 10 by 10.
Hey, Under?
Yeah.
I don't want to stop your roll,
Uh-huh.
but you do realize that there's someone between your rock and the monster, right?
No, I didn't realize that.
Armerson.
Well, that really sucks for Armerson, doesn't it? Because that rock, I just teleported the fucking rock.
I'm outside the pit. Off to the side.
Yeah, it's a 10 by 10 rock.
It's going to clip you on the edge, at least.
Yeah, it's a 5x5 pit.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, that's what revive is for, right?
All right.
And so, yeah, this multi-ton rock falls 300 feet onto the Wolfware.
Uh-huh. Give me a second here. Because I'd rather not just say rocks fall, everyone who gets hit dies. One moment.
Even if it doesn't kill him due to his immunity to non-magical bludgeoning damage, a multi-ton rock just pinned him into the dirt. The soft dirt. So he's like stuck, 15 feet underground with a Lot of weight on top of him, heavier than he can probably lift unless he has like a strength of 30.
Well, spells that cause this kind of effect, even if it's instant, usually come with a save.
Well, yeah, there's going to be a deck save involved. I just need to find, like...
You mean the deck save while he's 5 feet down in a 5-foot pit around him?
Mostly for Armerson.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm trying to maximize the argument for this wolf is fucked.
Yeah. Okay, do we have like a reference for this?
For what?
Big rock hitting a person. Oh, wait. I know.
Remember when I mentioned clubbing someone with a planet?
Things go splat.
By the way, the density of stone is on average about 100 pounds per cubic foot. So 10 by 10 by 10 is 1,000 cubic feet. This is 100,000 pounds of rock that just fell on this guy.
Mm-hmm. Under, please stop. I can only become so aroused. Alright, let's see here.
That's worrying coming from you.
It's a joke. Alright, let's see here. 2060.
I'm telling you what. On Saturday, we had time travel shenanigans, and on tonight, underthrows a planet at somebody.
So I found the rolling sphere trap in the DMG, which is a 10-foot diameter sphere of solid stone. It deals 10d10 bludgeoning damage if it rolls over you. Now, as for falling on you from 300 feet...
I am glad that you mentioned that, because that's exactly what I was looking for here with Hallister's crushing eye that I used on you guys at one point.
Oh, yeah. No, it's in the DMG, page 123.
Alrighty, let's see here. And it's a big rock moving big fast, so we'll, okay.
And it's 300 feet in the air. This thing should be basically going terminal velocity when it hits.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, this is what we're gonna do. Armerson, give me a deck save. This guy will make a deck save at disadvantage. Granted, he is saving against slightly different effects.
Save or chunky salsa.
And one of them gets to save for half, and one of them gets to save for none.
You know what the great thing is, guys? I can do this 2 more times today.
Okay. Okay, Armerson. That just barely passes. You'll take half of this. $98 points of bludgeoning damage. Those of you that were standing near the hole, there is now a rock, like, 2 feet from your face. Armerson, I assume that hurt pretty bad.
Yeah. But don't worry, I had the defensive field up.
Oh.
It lasted for like 0.1 seconds.
How are you looking, Armerson?
17 out of 59.
Nice. You know, this campaign has entered a whole new realm of weird, stupid bullshit.
I like my rock.
It's a very nice rock.
Mm-hmm.
And with a situation I did not see coming of rocks fall, my monster dies, I think we'll call the session there.
Rocks fall, everyone but you dies.